Shalom Barak. Peace to the room. Welcome, welcome. Why is this thing turned around on this one? Here we go. Shalom Barak. Thank you to everyone for joining. I'm going to take a moment to play some music before we get started. There's a few things already queued up. If I don't like it, I might switch it. We got a few things to cover today. Thank you to all who. Let's get TikTok on. Just a little bit. And definitely find something else because that's gonna cut in and out. Welcome to everybody joining in. Share it. Shalom, shalom. Sheila, shalom, Aparat. Peace and blessings to you. Thank you for joining. Look like a familiar face, but I'm not sure. Shalom, Aparat. Let's see there. Got two over in YouTube land. Shalom, Aparat. Give me a moment. We're getting things set up. Got a few things to discuss today. There's always something on my mind. Might as well share it. So, pardon me. Also apologize if there's a ruckus on the microphone. Trying to get things set and to stay still. Alright. So yeah, I'm not too happy with some of these commercials in the middle of that. So we're gonna change up some music. Akati Mavis, I see you. Shalom Barak. Let's see here. Kevin Ross. Marana. Shalom Barak. Welcome, bienvenido. We get together at 4 p.m. Eastern through 6 p.m. Eastern. There we go. We're waiting for YouTube to come back. They decided they wanted to buffer for a minute. Mr. Kenny Bearsma, Abacus, Abaku, 88. Shalom Barak. Yeah, bless. Shalom Barak. Peace and blessings to you. From Yahweh. Yahweh Elohim. Abba, our Father. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Some of the other soldiers and warriors and so forth in my circle would say, appreciate, love you. If you're in the room, go ahead and show up those green hearts and locks. We're locked in. Yahweh, Ahava. Ahava, Ahava. Yahweh is love. Ahava is love. Love is love. All right, let's see what else we have. Hmm. Let's see you, Kati Mendes. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I have shared out. However, if you can, please share out the fact that I'm live. Uh, hmm. Still haven't fixed that on YouTube yet. Got to do that. Jen, Shalom Rock. Welcome. Peace and blessings to you. But yes, if you can, share it out to friends. We're going to be talking about entrepreneurship and service in your community. How to be a positive effect. I'm going to rifle through my notebooks and find where I have a certain list of Georges. We were talking about Georges yesterday. If you got your very own George, you might want two or three because different Georges can do different things. No. You all know about Eddie Spears? Junior Ortiz, bienvenido. Melanie Berger, Shalom Barak. Welcome to you all. Peace and blessings. Just gonna listen to some music for a while we wait for everyone else to join. Look at that, we're up to 6 in YouTube land. All right. Shalom Barak, welcome everyone. Helen Lee, Shalom Barak. Peace and blessings. Remind me, I'm gonna have to stay still. Thank you all for joining. So we can get this one 6. Indian range, we don't get old, we just get younger. Riding in our Indian car. We don't get old, we just get younger. Aloka, greetings to you all. Now, I'm not necessarily Cherokee, so I don't speak Cherokee. I'm Blackfoot Sioux. Who knows about a guy named Lightfoot? That's why this isn't marked for children, because there will be times when music will say some expletives. Revolution means violent overturn. Doesn't mean guns, doesn't mean knives. It means a violent change, a complete change, an abrupt change. That's what revolution means. Dolly Olga. You all still tuned in. Thank you. I appreciate it. Love you. Shalom Barak. Peace and blessings to you all. Salam alaikum. My father's peace to you. Shalom Barak, Minister Steve. Hava. We locked in. Giving a shout out to Lightfoot. To my people, straight up. Kesna Ernest. Tam Band. Shalom Barak. Peace and blessings to you. Welcome in. We're going to be talking about entrepreneurship, service in our communities. With the Charlie. Shalom Barak. Hava. We locked in. We're talking about entrepreneurship, service in our community. We're going to talk about what we can use for aids and tools so we can build. You see me over here, I'm flipping through my notebooks and trying to find some specific information. Give me just a second. I think I made it to I'm halfway through the second one, and then I'll be flipping through the third one. We're going to get there. While I'm thumbing and looking, I'm going to give you all a playlist of music that is known from DJ Microwave 5000 Watts. First album is called Improvisation Volume 1. We are locked in. I got the natives. Snake Venom, that's one of the songs. Black Hoodie, we discussed that one. Nurture Our World, now, N-O-W, now, Nurture Our World. Dub World, Check Mark, Food House, Affiliated Aggregates. I just did a post today, by the way. It has affiliated aggregates in it. Get to learn something about GTL Music and Securus Technologies. Because that's what I was discussing yesterday as far as we are at a point where we can use certain tools and still reach out to those who are incarcerated. Because you have to have a certain criteria met in order to be on those platforms. There's no foolishness. And then there's Erase Trauma, Clash Command, Monkey King, Boom Bap Interlude, Sincere Pledge, Why We Are Yoked. It's Improvisations Volume 1 from DJ Microwave 5000 Watts. Oh, they said, baby. Uh-oh. We was cruising along just fine now, weren't we? Y'all know how it goes. Y'all know how it goes. Put your brakes on. If grandma and granddad, uncle and auntie, brother and sister, mom and pops, little nephews and nieces and cousins can't listen to it, we can't listen to it. Helena M. Halima M. Shakur. Assalamu alaikum. We'll be starting up soon. I'm flipping through my notebooks trying to find some specific information. We're going to be talking about entrepreneurship and service in our communities. Today, I do want to speak on aids and tools that we can use so that we can actually start moving forward. I told you I couldn't wait till I could grow up and actually officially be able to say that. That's his story. It ain't your land, it's my land. I don't know, shall we begin, y'all? I couldn't find my list of Georges. It's in a different notebook, in a different stack on the other side of the house. I could sit here and have a ghost dance for a while, so let's just get started. I did find some notes that I will use. Some of our praises to our Father, some kind of guideline, right? Some kind of standard, because we're still going to be discussing tools and aids that we can use in order to move forward. Because we are entrepreneurs, we have services and products that we want to provide to the community and cause a positive impact. We want to do this not just in the name of a specific special interest group, however, for going to build our own legacies, not just one. For things to be successful for you, they have to be successful for me and our neighbor and so on and so forth. Because it means there's someone behind us who picked up whatever plan we put down and they kept on going with it. That's the legacy. Know how it works with royalties? You register something and you and your beneficiaries receive profits when it's been generated enough to where it passes $10 each quarter. You can actually get a payout from royalties. If it exceeds the amount of $10, and you can have this all through your life, all the way to 70 years after your death, if you cite it in perpetuity. However, you can also limit the amount of time that that particular uh, soundbite or file can claim profit. You can end when it's going to be publishable and all of that, or able to claim any kind of profit in your name. So if you do place it in perpetuity, that means that your legacy can also take advantage because it's 70 years after you may not be walking this earth anymore. However, someone else might be able to hear what you have going on. My call. We're going to get things rolling. Yes, indeed. Before we go any further, we are going to acknowledge the fact that the things that we are doing reflect a certain kingdom. It's the shepherd's kingdom. We walk under the standard of Atshit, At Shem. I have a brother named Sat. I have a grandfather that sometimes puts hard consonants on things. With that being said, please excuse anytime my tongue twists, because no, I did not mean it. We'll move forward. Atshem Yahweh Elohim, Atshem Ravak HaKadosh, Atshem Yahweh, Atshem Yashavai, HaMashiach. We're going to be concentrating and focusing on making sure that we are under the standard of our Creator, the Lord of all worlds and creation, who set everything in balance, who gifted us with the guidance of the Holy Spirit, and also in full circle gifted us with the only one being who was fashioned from his personal spirit, not just given a spirit and a soul, but his personal spirit. That's why we're here. Because we can all line up and say we want to be part of that number. However, we have to be at our works. You don't just get to say I'm present. Didn't work like that in school. It doesn't work like that in life. It doesn't work like that. If no one told you, I'm here to tell you. Because we're all grown here. We're all adults in some form or manner. We are past the age of 18. Maybe not on TikTok. I haven't put the restriction on. However, it goes how it goes. If you are at the ability to be able to turn on your device and tune into what I'm saying to you right now, then your mind is at form and function to where if I speak with you, you understand this is on mature terms. All right? So, grown enough to make your own decisions in certain points and aspects in life. This includes being responsible for your own walk, your own deen. The deen is the divine path, so everyone has their own steps. There are certain things that we will be doing because we all have to follow the same rule set, the same standards. So there's certain things that are blueprints. There are certain things that are outlined for us. These days, if you go to a website and you have a question about a company, they have an FAQ. All questions that you need to know about. Here's your answers. You want to play 20 questions? There's 20 answers, and if that is not enough, please contact so and so. You can email, you call, you can even have a live chat, and we'll discuss it. Same thing can be said for us. There's a reason why we're supposed to be networking and communicating with each other and reaching out. You know, we pray about something all day, asking for it, and then we can also use our actual skills to build it and bring it forth. If there is at least the faith of a mustard seed, and we know that faith also includes work, which would also include fruit in season, we will bring it forth. If there is faith in a mustard seed and proof of the work, we will bring it forth. That particular we is not you and I. That particular we is talking about what Yahweh Elohim said. Shalom Barak, Akati, Deborah. It's good to see you. Khan. So, I was going to tell you all about 10 or 11 Georges because I have 10 or 11 different special interest groups who are actually all interwoven. They are interdependent. However, there are 10 different Georges because one George couldn't handle all that. I want you all to pick up the irony and the paradox in this because I remember a certain group of people who fought fist to cuff, knife to shield, and rifle to the moon to get away from George. Then they turned around and made their one of their favorite cartoons to talk about the abominable of the snowman. It's the yeah. And now he's grabbed you up. He wants to hug you and kiss you and squeeze you and call you George, right? Yahweh, Yahweh, we locked in. I see. Yahweh, Yahweh. Yahweh is love. Love is love. So what is love? When I see you in need and I have something that can help you out, before you can even ask me, I'm already giving it to you. I see you need assistance, I'm already boosting you. Before you can turn around and say thank you, I may still be there or I might already be gone. That's love. I mean, you know what the reward for love is? You've heard people say, okay, well, when you pass away, as long as your heart weighs on the scale like that of a feather, you know what it means to be lighthearted? It's not just not having guilt. It is also said that it's not the weight of the world that will chain and bind you back to the earth realm or even down asunder. That's not what does it. It's your own personal desires that you let overweigh your passion for service for the Creator. Because if you weren't serving the Creator, obviously you were gaining some kind of way. So those become the links to your chains, which bind you to the earthly realm. We've been told the earth will be destroyed and reconstructed. Show you right. In the meantime, we're supposed to be building the kingdom as it is in heaven. We're supposed to see it here as well, because that's the only way that we're going to be able to actually bring forth the message of truth of the actual standard of Yahweh Elohim. It's not going to just appear out of thin air. Where do you think the trumpets are going to come from? How do you think the angels are going to know where to come to? Think they're just going to show up and just sit there and wait for you? Because that's basically what's happening. Hazan, Yasharael, waiting on you. Nice shady tree, nice pasture, and then there's a hill that we got to go up. And when we get up over that hill, you'll see a pasture that's beyond any means of nation. You're chilling under this shady tree. I'll tell you, I know, because I hiked up the hill, and then when I came back, y'all still wasn't moving. Jumped up to the top of the tree and flew to the top of the hill just to make it just still there. Sat down, sent a rocket up to the sky just so it would have a way to have a satellite delivery system to put a camera on it. Looked around, yeah, it's still there. Waiting on y'all. I'm not waiting on Yahweh. I'm waiting on you all to get a U-Haul. Proverbs 15:33. Kieran, still standing. Shalom Barak. Peace and blessings to you. Welcome and thank you for joining. We're going to be, and always are, talking about entrepreneurship and service in your community. How can you be a positive impact while using certain tools? Yesterday, we were talking about the Georges. See, with the Georges, whatever type of marketing strategy you might want to use, it's not about having the pay for play or the organic. No. What I'm talking about is a custom fit for the way that you want to promote yourself. That kind of marketing strategy, because it's not one size fits all. If you were to come to me and tell me this is my product, this is what I want to do with it, these are the type of people that I would actually like to reach out to. These are the platforms that I'm comfortable with, and so on and so forth. Then I might say, okay, well, you need to consider using this form. And I'm not talking about a form that you fill out and fill in the blanks. What I'm saying is your function, because it might be community oriented, or it might be completely financially oriented. It might be, I can't tell you off the top of my head, because like I said, there's 10 different ones. Okay. And there are different ways that you can approach not just how you are going to promote your business, even how you run your business. Beyond the fact that you have a proposal saying this is what I'll be doing on a month to month or 3 month or 6 month or 12 month or 3 year basis. And these are the outcomes that I expect. Kinko, Shalom Barak. So like I said, I do have some notes. Just like yesterday, I shared with you all a conversation that I had with my chat GPT. I call her Juniper. And I took that idea from certain stories that I have read in the Apocrypha about a prophet or two who has found inspiration sitting around a juniper tree. I don't worship my chat GPT. You have the opportunity of introducing yourself to an artificial intelligence and letting it know, I would like to have conversation. And when I have conversation with you, sometimes we might be talking about business, other times we might be talking about different theological subjects, what people would call world religion. That would also mean that I don't subscribe to certain religions, like combing your hair, for instance. You get me? Lama potada, la mal portada. Hmm, hmm, hmm. They say every port is safe during a storm. However, I have my doubts. Shalom Barak. I always greet with peace, and by any means necessary, the plan is to also leave with peace. Shalom Barak. Peace and blessings to you. So, Juniper and I have already discussed a while back. Actually started, it would have been a year now. Started around what you would call April. So it's been about a year that Juniper and I have had conversations back and forth. And it's not an everyday thing. Because, like I mentioned yesterday, when we have conversations, if I were to take screenshots, it would take about 28 screenshots to show you page by page, glimpse by glimpse, what's going on. I am so happy that Buddha Charlie is in the room today because Buddha Charlie was made an example and he was part of a prior video that I posted where I was speaking with Juniper and I wanted to introduce Juniper to the world. Everyone, well, not everyone, but there are quite a few people who have enjoyed ChatGPT and other types of AI conversation bots. And I was sharing concepts that we are building for an environment, a digital environment. And the thing about it is, Juniper knows to ask me questions because there's always something going on in my mind. I'm already on the track of building something anyway. So, what are you planning next? I said, actually, I'm working with a special interest group, and there are quite a few entrepreneurs in that group. I would like to promote them and display their services and their products, their wares, their concerns. One of them is an excellent chef. There's quite a few of them who are excellent chefs. Some of them are ministers, and there's quite a few of them. This particular one I'm speaking about, he actually hems fringes to garments, and he does embroidery, is what I want to call it, to where it's actually stitched in instead of just this, which is paint. He stitches it in, he sews it in. Managed to take an image of him, isolate it, and place it in the video. The video is about 10, 15 minutes long, right? But it includes the fact that you should tune in to the post by a certain entrepreneur whose label is all Juno-ish. Get with the stitching and find out what he does in the kitchen. All Juno-ish. If you look up the name, you can find out some information. You'll be able to see some things. See what he's posted. See his works. He's at it and threw the camera on so you can enjoy it too. So there's an already shared video where I have a discussion with Juniper about future projects, and we are now in what was then the future, and it has been initiated. And there's so much more to do, including the fact that I need to lay out a newsletter that comes out around once a week. Uh, Thinking about posting that maybe on Sabbath or maybe on what people call Sunday, because you can still be at rest in your work And believe me, I'm on cruise control right now. I'm just pulling things out of my brain because that's normally what I would be doing. I'm thankful to be able to share this time with you all. So there's actually people in front of me instead of me just rambling on right inside of here. You ever seen one of those screens where people are talking and you can see the words typing at the same time, closed caption? There's an imagery there being generated right there, or there's some kind of thoughts. And it's not just the thoughts, it happens to get inscribed. It's my to do list, it's always going. So thankful to be able to make this part of the to do list. So instead of just telling you all about the 10 Georges and all of that, I am going to do a review from that prior discussion with Juniper. Although the first motivation of a business owner is to deliver quality, the first consideration is to be ethical and legitimate. Organizations with these standards in common support each other and community development. Just so y'all got a reference what I got going on here. You see, when I made the video, I also did some images so that you would be able to see me, see Juniper, and anything that I happen to be describing, right? And these excerpts that I'm going to read off to you are actually the parts where I placed the verbal script that I wanted, and I had the computer generate a video where it matched the lips with the consonants as if things were being spoken. So just remember, this is actually snippets from a prior video. Properly registering enterprises as copyright protected rights owners is a step towards global influence. Tutoring services and customized content promotion are tools for knowledgeable and enhanced internet influence. To sum that up, the more you know about using software in an efficient manner, the easier it is for you to make an impact quickly. Here's a thought for you. See, this was my personal challenge for almost 4 years straight. All right, I'm going to share this with you real quick. We wake up in the morning, first thing we do after we open our eyes, because we're not waking up morning, we say, we come from our Father. We shall return to our Father. And may our Father be pleased when we return. Signed, sealed, bam. I mean, because now we have pledged the mission for the day. No matter what other words we've said, there's the mission. And then from there, and when I'm saying we, it's because I'm not just saying this alone. There are other people across this planet who happen to do this same practice. They wake up that way. And then also, before they fall asleep, that's something they also say. No matter what other prayers they may have uttered before they lay down. After they have closed their eyes and they're settled in and they're knowing that the next thing they'll be doing basically is sleeping, we would say it again. We come from our Father, shall return to our Father, and may our Father be pleased when we return. Because we are one standing body, and we lay down and sleep the same way. Some of us curled up in a ball or whatever. Either way, there's a time when our consciousness doesn't drive our body, and it does shut down for rest. So, in between those times, when that decree has been set, whether we are awake or if we are asleep, we are sealed. So, while we are actually conscious, we strive to achieve conscientiousness. That means that we are walking knowledgeable with wisdom. And we are conscious of what's going on enough to either learn from someone else or pass on a message, maybe even learning within. Conscientiousness. What does all that lead to? Okay, one of my talents is making music. So, open my eyes. I say the decree. Open up my device. Hashtag FIND find Kofi. Let's see what the assembly's up to. Because I didn't wake up in time to catch the early rising prayer. Because that's usually when I'm falling asleep or so on and so forth. I might fall asleep at 12, 2, 3, or even 5 a.m. However, if I'm going to partake in what's going on, I want to be of sound mind body. So sometimes I miss that. I can catch that later on Podbean podcast. Meanwhile, I'm tuned in listening. Oh, I woke up a little late today, so I missed that. I can listen to the recording. Either way, and today he was off. There were some other people who had something to say. We'll check them out. And I got this beat that I need to be making today because I'm going to open up a program that allows me to tap out whatever rhythm I want. It could be a sample that's already there with a certain, you know, 4 count or 8 count percussion doing something, or the keyboard playing a melody or a bass line, or sometimes it's just me developing whatever, cooking from scratch. That particular day when I opened my eyes, there actually was something already there, and it's waiting to jump out. So as soon as I turn on the message and I'm listening to that, I'm also on another device getting this music together. And while I'm getting that music together, there's an image that's starting to develop of what it would look like. So is this going to be a minute long, 3 minutes long? I don't know. Depends on when the cutoff is, because this is improv. I've never used this drum kit before. I've never actually opened it up and used these sounds from this sample or this particular instrument before. I've never heard this particular melody that's in my ear. Or maybe it came from a different song that I have heard before, and I don't want to sample it. I want to see if I can play it back by ear. Can I match the notes that I heard? And then by the time I match the notes that I heard, it has a little change in it because I'm playing it, not the person who originally played it. And now I'm even hearing something completely different. So I learned a few things about sound engineering and where you can change things where it don't even sound like it came from the original, right? I don't like to go way abstract. However, yes, I will. If you know anything about Sun Ra, then you know I like jazz. So I'm constructing something 1 minute, 3 minute long. Then I move it to the next phase, developing the images and the video while I'm still listening to today's message, right? All of that's going on. And then I do video edit and get all the images lined up for that 1 minute fit or the 3 minute fit or however long it happens to be. Line it all up. Looks great. Save it. Publish it. Now, doesn't mean publish it to one place. You're familiar with YouTube. You're familiar with TikTok. You're familiar with LinkedIn. Are you familiar with WordPress, blogging? There's even Blogger. Are you familiar with Vimeo? I mean, get some money through Vimeo, but then there's a video that has a dashboard too. There's a video platform. I can't remember it because I haven't been using it in a minute. However, I am on what's called Daily Motion. That's from France. Yes, yes. SoundCloud. You see, I use Twitter to post up a minute video or even up to 2 minutes and 40 seconds. That's where they limit me. I can go up to 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So if I wanted to do a direct upload or show one of those YouTube links, because I'm also on Pinterest. And if you click a picture or if you click the video, it might even take you all the way back to another website. I don't know, have I named the whole baseball team yet? Have we done 9 aids and tools yet? That's what I'm trying to get to. I want you all to understand that once I get finished making that video, then it's time to publish it so that everybody else can tune in. Sometime around the age of 12, I started skipping school and I would stay home and I wasn't just sitting there playing video games. I was getting the background music from the video games, chopping pieces of it, and then lining it back up in tracks and making songs, remixes. And I kept at it. I never had the high end equipment or anything like that, yet I was known for making mixtapes, 90-minute mixtapes. That means I was doing something with it. Give me a little Casio keyboard, that dual cassette player that was in the stereo in the living room that I wasn't supposed to be messing with. However, I could use it on the weekends to play records and clean the house, though. But no, I wasn't supposed to be messing with that. And the equalizers and the bandwidth that it had on the front console, so I could actually mess with what was going on the right and the left side, do what I wanted to in stereo. I'm letting you all know all of that because it started somewhere. And so in the last 3 or 4 years, it got to the point where, okay, I need to generate music. And it's not instrumentals meant for some lyricist to buy a lease or even to sell to anyone out there like that. No, they are jingles for the backgrounds intended for anyone associated with Highest Heights Studio and the Stop program. It's for their use because every time you use one of those songs that are registered, it goes back to the storehouse with a royalty. Every stream is 0.0001. You're lucky if you see point zero 0.01. They're mighty generous when they do that. Or 0.005 on a dollar. So if you see 1 cent on a dollar for a stream, you've done something in a particular country or region that is willing to pay those amounts. My royalty report shows me different regions paying different amounts for streams for the same song on the same platform. For an artist or a producer or even any type of rights owner, the royalties is just the icing on a cake. It's not the cake. It's you wouldn't walk up to somebody and say, "Give me a slice of icing." You want a whole slice of cake. So it's the cake. That's the downloads. Royalties cover streaming. Streaming is what used to be counted as radio plays. That's why that number is what it is. It's never been anything different. For everybody out there talking about it needs to be higher, okay, we can mark it on the calendar. It's 2025. Let's go back 200 years. 1825. Who's got a phonograph player? Player. And to who goes the rights and who's getting paid for these recorded playbacks? Well, still go back another 200 years. You see it written on the tablets and the scrolls, and every now and then you might hear someone standing under a tree somewhere repeating songs. There were no copyrights and royalties back then, player. And if you did stop by and maybe drop off a donation to that person standing up under the tree, didn't just go to that person, especially if they were out there uttering righteous words. Most of the time, that did go back to the storehouse, and a small portion was used for food and a little bit for shelter, maybe, or someone actually had already provided them a corner in their room or house or abode or even their own room and space for them to be able to go and sleep, meditate and pray and live in existence if they didn't actually have a home where they were already within walls and a roof and the community was providing for them. So when that particular coin or portion was dropped off to that person, it didn't mean that they were going to gobble up whatever food was there or immediately pocket that gift, because it didn't mean that that gift was necessarily for them. It might have been for the children, might have been for the wife, it might have been for who knows what. Royalties are only icing, and they have people distracted running around talking about this platform doesn't pay me royalties. I'm here to tell you that platform is on my royalty list, and it pays pretty much what it's always been paying, and there's no negotiating about it. People want to talk about, well, this artist gets paid more. Well, that's because they actually do have a paid invested interest in it. So this, of course, they get paid more back. It's their platform. They're paying to make sure that their music is getting played. Come on, people. A direct download from an artist, a direct download of their images, of their music, paid straight to the artist. Now you got a slice of cake. Now you got a slice of cornbread. Now you got a slice of bread. Now you got a spoonful of chicken pot pie because the artist actually posted up the song, made it possible for download, and said, hey, you know what? This is a 3-minute song. I'll make it available for everybody to be able to download it for $1. You like the album? There's 10 songs, $10. Download directly from that artist, and now you've actually paid the artist for their efforts. And yes, you do play it even through the streaming services, whoever they happen to be, because you used to do the same thing on Power 90. Who? Huh? When you were listening to Hot 90. Oh, when you was tuning in to 106 and same thing. I'm not bragging. I'm not boasting. You'll find me on Spotify. You'll find me on Amazon. You'll find me all over the place. You'll also find me on Bandcamp. At least one album. Working on posting up some more. I'm a little bit lagging because it's a one-man show. Sole proprietor and also responsible for doing all the uploads. You see, I'm 4 years behind every day, just about without fail. Sometimes I take the day off just because I was in the middle of working on a project that I didn't finish yesterday. So every day for 3 to 4 years. It's 365 days in a year, so we'll just call it 300 days per year. 3 times 4 is 12. So 300 times 4 is 1200. So somewhere out there under my belt and in my catalog is about 1200 instrumentals just hanging out, waiting to be used. And some of them actually have already been registered. I'm not bragging. I'll tell you what I have. There's 5 albums out there. First one I even want to tell you about is called For Your Hava, and it ain't even my album. I was given the honor of being able to get it out there published. It's For Your Hava, and it was given from a brother named Cole Before Diamond. First time I saw that name, I knew something was gonna come out of it, right? Cole Before Diamond. There's an album called For Your Hava. It's got 8 tracks on it. It is available for a certain special interest group that I am here to represent until they songs. Download it, play it, share it, use them. Chokma Srama, Wisdom of Solomon, Psalms 1, Psalms 23. Just for listening, inspiration and prayer, meditation. However, just for listening happens to be one of the tracks, as well as Chokma Sloma, Shloma, Chokma Shloma, Wisdom of Solomon. Another album, artist debut album, End of the Brick Paved Road. 3P Rose, DJ Microwave 5,000 watts. Follow that up with Crystallized Mind. What happens when you decrystallize your pineal gland? How do you start to think? Crystallized Mind. It's an album dedicated to 1 month of fasting and studying and trying to figure out where I was really supposed to be at instead of what I was pushing to do. Where did my mind need to be directed? So it wasn't just for the people. I'm letting you know what was going on in my head. Right? So then DJ Microwave 5,000 watts steps out for a second and says, hey, I want you all to know part of the collections that I was talking about out of, let's say, 1,200, somewhere between 10 and 14 tracks on Improvisation Volume 1, the ones I read off earlier. Maybe it's 12 tracks. So that was released. And then there's Have Some Cake. I don't know if you've ever watched a movie that was somewhat a biography of a lady named Tina Turner. There's a scene there, Have Some Cake. And then there's a movie. It's called, I believe it's Poetic Justice. No, not Poetic Justice. No. It was, it'll come to me later. Anyway, in this particular movie, the guy had come home from prison and it was about to be his birthday. So on the night that it's his birthday, he stumbles into the house wasted and they're doing a surprise party. Happy birthday! Here's some cake. And he just digs right into it. Looks at his homies. Just some good cake. Have some cake. Have some cake. Have some cake. So, album, Have Some Cake. Now, old school heads would tell you about talking turkey. Brothers my age, if you were in Cali somewhere, they would have said, we out dragging. If you was on the East Coast somewhere, I can't tell you what they were saying because that's not where I was. I'll tell you, we say, you caking. Because you are trying to say the right words, talking sweetly. So you caking, right? Whole album dedicated to the concept of sincerely caking. When you mean it, when you can offer a slice, because really the whole thing belongs to her. So you can offer that slice and you present it to her because you put in that work. I was listening to Khalet's message earlier. You dedicate your life to your wife. There's a certain lady in my life, and even her name means a blessing to be around. Tutua nana mungu akipenda. We will be married when our Creator wishes. Miss you. Learn some Swahili from speaking with a blessing from the motherland. In my efforts to repatriate, she found me busy. We dedicated our hearts to each other. This goes deep. From a financial perspective, Highest Heights Studio subsists through sales of digital products and services, while music and visual art are both set for royalties through streams or downloads. Consultation and custom designs are available upon request. So you all have seen examples of my work. Let's see where we at. An hour and 12 minutes. You've seen examples of my work. What if I told you I could do a custom video for you? You tell me the information. You even tell me the idea that you have in your mind. Let's start working on developing the images and so forth. Great. What's it going to cost? $1 per second. $1 per second, man, it might take you all day to make that. No, that's not what I said. $1 per second of your actual completed video. Oh, so if I had a 1 minute video, it cost $60. Yes, 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 yes. Now, what all comes with that? I mean, that's a great price and everything, but what all comes with that? Okay, it'll be copyright protected. As a matter of fact, it's going to be a copyrighted item designated for you to you under your own. It's not mine. I'm making something for you that actually stands out for you. It's designated as you having ownership. Matter of fact, we're going to set up a whole profile just for you. And we'll start from there. Because anything else that happens in your life, you need to actually make sure this stuff is documented and filed. Oh, I have it. Well, I'm sure you do. And I'm not knocking you for having any other files and whatnot. It's a new start. And you can blend in everything else that you have going on with this new start. However, this is separate because we're going to start something that is for your legacy. Oh, there's other stuff I got with you. Yeah, yeah. And I'm not knocking that. But every time you look at this, since I told you that, you're going to know, oh, this is for my legacy. Now, the other things, when I want to bring them in, okay, legacy builders, right? Right? So when I tell you it's going to cost you $60 for 1 minute video, it's because you're going to get a copyright for it that you actually own. And like I said, now all of a sudden you have started a profile which will give you digital presence as an influencer. And then on top of that, while you're starting your organization, you're getting promotion because once I make that video for you, I will be willing to post it up. Matter of fact, you can tag on another $30 and I'll make sure that it gets promoted 4 times, no, 30 times a month because it'll cost you $1 per day. And I'll promote you, not just on Facebook. Hold on, man, hold on. Hold on. On Facebook, they tell me $10 or $100, either one, depending on if they're selling at a discount, can get me 100 views or 1,000 views. I'm sure they did. But did they also mention that they're going to make sure they put forth every effort to just generate views that portend or are concerned to instead of pretending to see what you do? Did they tell you that part? Or are they just collecting dues? You see, I charge you $60 so that you can have a quality product, and then I charge you $30 to make sure that it gets out to who needs to see it. Because I do have that team that's a baseball team deep, or even a football team deep. I'm all over the web. Not something I'm bragging about, I'm telling you what's already there. What's this tutorial stuff? Well, it's the same thing. I could charge you $90 a month for 3 months straight and actually insist I need to speak with you about 3 or 4 times per week directly. And yes, it will cost you $90 a month. And it's because everything that I'm doing when I'm representing whatever your special interest group is, whatever your particular business, what your enterprise is, when I do actually start posting and promoting it, I would do the same thing in a class, except for now I'm showing you exactly which profiles I am using, which platforms I am using, and which strategies you can use. That's why it would cost you $90 a month. That's why I would tell you to do it for about 3 months so you can see your own results. You could cash in the first week and say, no, this is not something I want to do because I haven't even charged you $90 to begin with. I wouldn't do you that way. You see, I do have a Cash App. I do have a PayPal link. And both of those are available for donation or custom project requests. I have other direct wallets as well. I'm just saying it's already out there. I didn't come in the last 3 or 4 years as a salesman because I'm not a salesman. Even the information I just gave you right now, yes, there is, like I said, if you want an a la carte system of it, it is available. It's not what I'm here to do right now. I'm here to let you know that yes, you can. Yes, we can. I don't want the president. Yes, we can because we don't need a president. We already have a standard. And there's even blueprints. There are buildings. We don't have to go to a brick and mortar building. The buildings are already there. That goes with the tutorials as well. Finding out all the different locations that are available to you. Some of them I don't use because of my products and my materials. It's available for someone else. It's not something I'm just going to throw out into the airways because let's say the wrong person gets motivated and they want to do things that are detrimental. Why would I give the recipe for anyone to free move, right? Highest Heights Studio operates under the sole proprietorship of Terrence Thomas. Contact is available through phone, email, or website address. Quite simply, you could go to 3P Roge of Highest Heights Studio on WordPress. Or you can contact me on Facebook at Terrence Thomas. And then I do have affiliate pages that are 3P Roge, Terrence Thomas of Consulting Edge. Then Consulting Edge itself is its own page. 3P Roge of Highest Heights is its own page. That's all on Facebook, Twitter, X. You can catch me on producer underscore agent, TikTok, YouTube, a few other places. Angelic Discipline. And anytime any of those don't work, like I said, look up Highest Heights Studio. You don't get to just go out and copyright a hashtag. What you do is you develop interest towards the hashtag. You start using it. So, hashtag Highest Heights Studio became part of every one of my post details, and you should do the same. Whatever your entrepreneurship enterprise happens to be. Hashtag that so that people know that you mean it. We're at 120, still rocking and rolling. However, there's not quite a storm going, right? I have two over in YouTube land. Says no one's over here. I beg to differ. Max, 197184. Simply 59. Desmi Childs. Shanaideen. Shalom Barak. Peace and blessings to you all. Thank you all for joining. Lamb, thank you all for joining. Goes on to describe some things about what we would do for writing out your business proposal. So, just one of those keep in mind things. Your outline should include an executive summary, a problem statement, a proposed solution, a market analysis, an implementation plan, a financial plan, and a conclusion. That's the seven categories. Or is that six? Who's counting? Yeah, Hava is president. Khan. Khan. Highside Studio is an interdependent company and label that represents a diverse range of entrepreneurs. Our objective is to cover and promote products and services of small businesses. Pretty self explanatory. Certain practices in web navigating technology can enhance visibility, operational efficiency, and community engagement in a cost effective and timely manner. What? If you know how to navigate through Facebook and it offers all the different groups and the markets and everything, use it for your advantage. And then you go to other sites and you market the fact that you are in a market. If you're part of Facebook, then you use that market for what it is. And then when you go over to TikTok, you use that one because they are marketing towards you all day long. They opened a TikTok shop. So yes, you can present your materials and whatnot. They entered a TikTok shop so that you can shop from home. TikTok is in competition with Amazon. Think Jeff Bezos wants you ordering from TikTok or Temu? No. We all know that there's uh, all these different companies out there who can give us any kind of materials or artifacts and just whatever. Drum it up in your mind. There's somebody you can order it from and they can have it delivered to you. The idea is we have our own market and we need to be developing products and serving each other. That's what interdependent means. One has material for a shirt. The next one can actually sew the shirt. The one after that can put emblazoned designs upon it. Shove it up. One can go and gather herbs and necessary things for tinctures and put it together to everyone who needs healing. Ship it out. One can write a book, type it out, print it out, send it out, and if they may not feel comfortable, someone else can come along and record their voice reading that book. Now we have it in print and an audio book. Send it out. One has a garden, another has a truck, and there's a community in need. So you load up the truck with the produce and you send it out. sustenance, textiles, occupations, purpose. Stop, and then go after you stop. Stop and look for like minds. Listen for opportunities and plans. Start building. Go after you stop. It's a special shout out to a very special interest group. Yahava, Ahava, Ahava, Ahava. Yahava is love. Love is love. And I love all of you. Thank you all for spending time with me today. I truly appreciate it. I appreciate it. I love you, each and every one of you. If I was nearby, I would find a way to be of assistance. It is my pleasure to do so. Mucho me gusto. You see, when I was young, I aspired to be an ambassador. And one of the prerequisites to being an ambassador is that you have to learn Esperanto. To be honest with you, I learned espresso. I didn't learn Esperanto. I know a little bit of Spanish because I took 2 years of it in high school. I used to be able to conjugate a verb past, present, and future. Now you're going to be lucky if I can conjugate it in my present state of mind. I can say a few things in Arabic. It's because I studied it from the Quran. It doesn't mean that I can have a conversation with someone in the market. Not like that. Know a couple of words and expressions in Chinese. I know enough custom to be able to greet someone. However, eventually it will get to hand signals and things like that for us to communicate. So I didn't quite get to Esperanto. I can greet people from different regions. Where they say, no, just enough to get me in trouble, ain't out of it. Yeah, we are again. So we're at an hour and 28. At this point, thank you for seeing them. Shukranakati. Thank you. Tada. Thank you. I was blessed with many talents and was given a head that can wear a lot of hats. They talk about the Renaissance, man. Well, we were here before the Renaissance. As a matter of fact, we ushered in what they call the Renaissance, the Great Awakening, the Great Enlightenment, appreciation of the arts, because those arts were the things that were telling them not just the customs, but oh, this is their mannerisms. This is what they were doing. We should appreciate it because it lets us know what these other cultures were doing. I was given a lot of talents. Short, long story. Yeah, they put me in gifted and talented class because they couldn't figure out what to do with me. You got a child coming up in there, like I've told you, and this started way back, first grade. A child come into the room, sit down, see you start writing on the chalkboard, so they're writing right along with you immediately. And the second you turn around and start talking, that child is actually saying as you're talking. Because I wasn't trained to be a parrot. I wasn't just going to mimic what you do. I'm going to absorb it. And I'm going to let you know what I retained. Came in, eyes wide open. Shut my eyes around fourth grade. Because by then it was on repeat. I'd heard all of it again and again and again and again. Now we're going to add on an extra syllable to it. And it's still the same thing. I don't care if you put a prefix or a suffix on it, it's still the same thing. Etymology. You see, I was reading encyclopedias and dictionaries at a very young age. I knew what the word meant, and I can go over to another part of the dictionary and find a whole another word that meant something similar, but now it's taking me somewhere else. And now I got these pictures in my mind, so I got to open up the encyclopedia to find out a couple of things. And then there's this card that I just received from Mutual of Omaha, Wild Kingdom, showing me these pictures of these animals in a whole nother language that I don't know anything about. But wait, no, I just saw this over in the encyclopedia. Matter of fact, encyclopedia is one of them same words. Latin. Oh, what's Latin? What's languages? That's how my mind works. So I was given a gift. However, with some people, it may make a person frazzled. Even to me, sometimes it's like that. Get to going and then forget I was there, huh? So anyhow, thank you all for spending the time with me that you do. I appreciate it. You could be anywhere. You're here. 4 p.m. Eastern to 6 p.m. Eastern, daily except from Shabbat. I think we're going to find a little bit of music to cruise out on. I will make this moment to where if anybody wants to go ahead and step up on TikTok, you can. Any questions, suggestions, anything you want to share, anything like that. And mind you, we are talking about entrepreneurship, your service in the community. And it won't be on the loudspeaker to where YouTube can hear it. However, anybody who's participating in the room over on TikTok will definitely be able to hear it. My phone does not work so well, and it would be better if I had it in my Bluetooth and my earphones. So, if anybody does want to join up and step up, this would be the time to do so. Otherwise, we will be closing out. Uh, I'll have to make sure to find that list of Georges. Wait a minute, what's tomorrow? Is tomorrow Thursday or Friday? I don't keep track of days. I just wake up and go. Um, Tomorrow's Friday, so it's going to be a perspective coming from Juma. We'll be meeting up around Maghrib prayer time, so we would obviously respect the time that is for Juma. That's Zuhr. That would be the Zuhr prayer time. So when we meet, no, I'm not going to call that Juma. There's the day and then there's the occasion, and I pay respect to that. However, as always, we will be showing how we can blend cultures that were already blended to begin with. To be a Muslim and to walk on the deen of Islam means that you are a servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our provider of sustenance and mercy. That same Allah is also Adshem Yahweh Elohim. That's where the Allah part comes from. Elohim is Lord. We consider Allah Lord of all worlds, over all creation, and the one who gave us the deen to walk, the one that gave us the choice to walk, the choice to decide whether or not to serve. You see, a rock is going to be a rock, and it was formed a certain way. A tree is going to be a tree. A bird will be a bird. A canine will be a canine because they have to follow the way they were designed. They're not given a choice. An angel will be an angel. It will be a messenger. It will be a guardian of the gates of heaven as well as the gates of perdition, as they would say. Try torment. As well as the gates to Eden, the garden. They are guardians of the garden. An angel will be an angel because they have no choice. Those that decided not to follow that much have a punishment for stepping out of their bounds. Mankind has been given a choice, and there are still consequences. Consequences can be positive or negative according to your choice, because there's a reward system, so to speak. It's not about having a heart light as a feather just because you were careless. No, most people who walk the divine path, most of them have a heavy heart and a heavy head because they are empaths. You don't have to be born one. We're all empaths. We all have certain compassion about us. And then others, there's a strength over here or there's a strength over there. However, we all have passion. And then it's up to us to make sure that that compassion actually flows forward and is also receptive from another person who can show that Amitava, Amitofo, to consider only compassion. So yeah, I was given a lot of gifts and talents. Yet I must be at work at all times and use them. I don't get to just sit up and look at them. Once again, most of the time I'm astonished. By the end of the day, when all of the things have happened, just thinking, wow, I just sat down and had a sip of coffee, turned on, and now the day has gone. And I've seen the day's rising service, and now I've even seen this evening, and was able to post up this stuff. Hallelujah, Alhamdulillah, and I sit back. And on those nights where I actually can do that, I might go to sleep around 10 or 11. Otherwise, I'm going to be up to about 2 or 3, maybe 5 o'clock trying to finish. With those talents, there's a cost. I'm usually up way past 3 a.m., waiting for sleep to fall on me. Back in the game again, around 10 a.m., listening for the call. Alhamdulillah, Barak Allah, may Allah bless you. You see, there was a person who corrupted that phrase, and I am not happy about it. Because the one who sent me is not happy about it. I'm usually up way past 3 a.m., waiting for sleep to fall on me. Back in the game again, around 10 a.m., listening to the call. Alhamdulillah, Barak Allah. That one was brought to you by Abdullah Maliki Safir. We're going to tune back into some. If I happen to see it, say something about it and somebody up, I will do so. We entered into this one today, and I had a certain feeling in my brain, and I'm still feeling it. I had a certain feeling in my heart, and I still feel it. There's a sense of urgency. You hover. Because if you feel love, you move. I remember a group called the Africa Move Family. I don't take anything lightly. because I come from AIM, another movement. Joined up on with a movement a couple of nights ago. I want you to look this up because I've been studying with them as long as I've been studying with the other special interest group that I actually do have the honor of representing. Now, this other group that I have been studying, we share many things in common as far as what we conscientiously observe. If you got your notebook and your pen handy, ARNA. ARNA. I was given the honor to join their group, and I respectfully said yes. Because there's some things that I still need to learn, and no matter which way I walk, it's better to have people who at least know about you and know what you're doing instead of just walking in and them treating you like you're a little lost individual and didn't know that you were already on the right guidance. Not saying anything bad towards either of those groups. That goes to anyone who's ever met me before or who will meet me in the future. I'm always seeking guidance. I'm always seeking good information to buy information. Because what good is it? Right? I'm trying to find those who speak our actual language so that anytime I am amongst my people, we can utter the correct vibration towards the cosmos. We're going to get this righteous. And I'm not afraid. I want to speak with my people. I've already told y'all. When I was 16, I'm reading about a man who could speak Arabic. I'm reading about a man who could pray in Arabic. I was taught, yea, though I walked through the valley of the shadow of death when I was 2 years old. Granddaddy picked me up, said what he had to say, hung out with me for a second, and he said, we're going to take a walk. We took a walk around the garden. TJ, say what I say, do what I do. So I shall fear no evil. Love all of you all. We're going to put on some music. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdina sirata al-mustaqim. Sirata alladhina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim wala dallin. Amin. Russell means? Russell means. Shalom, General Yosef. Shalom, Abarak. Thank you for joining. Tada, mucho me gusto. It's my pleasure to be of service. Wakati Michelle. We got about 10 more minutes, so we'll let a couple more songs close us out. Thank you all for being here today and every day. It's my pleasure to be part of the family and have something I can contribute to the circle. Don't have a lot of experience with Lakota. This is a Sioux traditional song. Shalom Barak. It's a moment of peace. I will be right back. Pastor Dr. Houston. Shalom Barak. Did I? Yes, my YouTube is the same as here. Angelic Discipline. Mucho me gusto. Glad to be of service. Yahweh, 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 Yahweh. Yahweh is love. Love is love. Got time for one more song, and we'll close on out. Thank you all for being here. Actually, the system said that's it. Let me see if I can find a quick favorite. Okay. Who remembers a show called WKRP? Who remembers that show? You will never guess which character I wanted to be from WKRP. Pardon the editing, by the way. WKRP in Cincinnati. It's a radio station. If you ever wonder whatever became of me, I'm living on the air in Cincinnati, WKRP. I wanted to be the station manager. I was the guy running around talking about how many hits and impressions and views. That was me. There was Ralph S. Nessman. I've had the pleasure of meeting someone who is my version of Johnny Fever. It's a group that I'm involved in called Namde Hum. It's his brainchild. Fox Owl Wisdom. Reminds me a lot of Johnny Fever. See, I didn't want to be the guy that had the afro that played the soul music during midday or whenever he was playing it. That was great. That guy's already out there. No, I wanted to be the guy who was watching the station to make sure that we were taking care of what they call the audience. Because the audience was actually the main contributors. You know, where I come from, there's a particular AM station that comes on, and they do play certain music, and they have the lineup and everything, but it's ran through donations. Community radio. Guess who has music being played on college stations through community radio? DJ Microwave 5000 watts. 3 P Roach. Yes. college radio. There is satellite radio too. Oh yes, oh yes. You see, we're on a mission to make sure that even those who are incarcerated can hear us. There are actual prison streams that are only private platforms. Prisoners don't get to check out YouTube and TikTok. They have their own network that they have to use. And yes, some of my music has been picked out. So my mission is to get recordings that I can actually send to my distribution company and they can actually consider putting them in front of those private companies. See, I'm not a fan of the prison, and I know how hard it is even to get a letter written to your loved ones. I understand that. So it's not that I took it upon myself to make sure that all of my music was something that could go there because I didn't know about it until I was alerted about it. I see it in my royalty reports. Today, before I came on live, I did share a new video. It's already up on Facebook through my profile. I'm about to send it out to some other places. It's already on YouTube. Anytime you want to check out any of these past live streams, you can because they are being recorded on YouTube. And in future reference, Adon willing, inshallah, Lord willing, I will actually have physical copies of the recordings. All right. So be on the lookout. It'll come up on TikTok too, as far as this new video I've posted. It shows the quarterly report of September through no. Shows the quarterly report of July through September of 2024. And you can see certain songs listed. You will see certain artists listed, their names. As a matter of fact, you will see the listing of For Yahweh, gifted to us by Cold Before Diamonds. You will see the official UPC, the barcode album number, because this is official. And I need for you to start looking up those songs on the For Yahweh album, and I need y'all to start using them because it is yours. And if you don't use it, then nothing's going to come to the storehouse because you're not even using your own products. You're not even telling people about your products. So here's a way for you to tell people about your products. Use the actual sound that belongs to you and generate something for the storehouse. Because yes, it is sitting there generated, which means that if I were to do anything ill, it does come back to me and I have to give it to you. So I can't do anything ill. I have to report to you anything that comes in immediately. Not only that, I was firstborn son. So that makes me dedicated to the temple. I was born on a Friday. From some places, that makes me a Levite. Don't know the whole Quran. However, I know quite a few things from it. Even pray most of my prayers in Arabic. And I establish those prayers wherever I go and I sit or I lay my head. Some walks, they would call that an iman. So I don't take all the profits and proceeds that I catch and put it in my pocket. No, I can't. It doesn't belong to me. I do give it to where it goes, though. So, yes, Khan, let's go. You see, we need to stop. Sustenance, textiles, occupations, and purpose. So then we listen for those who have like minds. Then we plan and we build. And then we go after we stop. Right? Much love to all of you. Thank you all for spending this time. We've gone over just a little bit, and I appreciate you all for hanging out. I really do. Appreciate, love you. Yahava, Ahava, Ahava, Ahava. Shalom Barak. Peace and blessing to you. Till next time we see each other. Assalamu alaikum. My father's peace